Enlightenment educational thought and naturalism in the 18th century. The educational philosophy of the Enlightenment in the 18th century emphasized the development of naturalism and placed great importance on human reason. This era spans approximately from the English Glorious Revolution to the French Revolution, reflecting the modern European thought that sought to break free from the constraints of tradition and authority, aiming to disseminate knowledge and awaken society from ignorance. The Enlightenment thought trusted human reason absolutely and maintained an optimistic view towards the progress of humanity. It emerged as a reaction against the absolutism of the past, often referred to as ancien régime. Characteristics of Enlightenment thought. 1. Trust in reason. Enlightenment thinkers believed in the omnipotence of reason and sought to rationalize all things through it. In Western civilization, this light of reason symbolizes truth, where humans are seen as capable of pursuing truth through their reasoning abilities. Unlike in the Middle Ages when knowledge of truth came from divine revelation, the Enlightenment shifted this belief towards human reason. 2. Respect for individuality. The emphasis on individualism marked a significant milestone in history. Individuals were recognized as thinking beings who could judge for themselves, thus requiring the assurance of freedom to pursue truth based on their reason and take responsibility for their beliefs. 3. Rejection of tradition. Enlightenment thought was characterized by its anti-historical, anti-nationalistic, and transnational tendencies. It was rooted in the idea that individual reason transcends cultural and national limits, leading to critiques of traditions. These Enlightenment ideas laid the ideological groundwork for political and social movements such as the French Revolution, the abolition of slavery in the United States, and the socialist and communist movements advocating for the liberation of the working class. Enlightenment thought also influenced the formation of Western individualism, contributing to liberalism and the development of capitalism during the Industrial Revolution. Additionally, it shaped educational philosophies grounded in human dignity and autonomy. Education as social transformation. Enlightenment thinkers shared a belief in the possibility of social transformation and historical progress through education. They strongly believed that the source of societal change and progress resides in human reason. The reverence for reason as an Enlightenment tool approached the level of religious fanaticism and completely replaced the faith in God's authority of the Middle Ages with confidence in human reason. For them, reason became like a deity. Prominent figures like Rousseau and Kant expounded on educational possibilities rooted in the notion that human formation depends on influences rather than fixed attributes. The goal of Enlightenment education was to cultivate individuals capable of breaking free from all forms of authority, particularly religious authority. The methods of Enlightenment education emphasized appealing to human reason. This focus meant that emotional aspects were often ignored. The consequences of this Enlightenment influence are notable in modern educational systems, where expressing emotions or feelings in class was often implicitly discouraged, favoring rational, cognitive approaches. Consequently, methods based on emotional methods disappeared, only allowing for a cold, critical, and analytical attitude. Faith and institutions were viewed as enemies to logical thinking. René Descartes is a key figure in this philosophical foundation, arguing that reasoning is reliable, while emotions are fluctuating and cannot be trusted. For centuries, education emphasized propositional knowledge, defining truth or falsehood narrowly without considering emotions or feelings. The Enlightenment education movement aimed to awaken the human spirit through rational appeal, yet it overlooked the needs of the masses and the rights of ordinary people. As a result, it sometimes played a regressive role regarding democracy and universal education. Naturalism in education. Naturalism, derived from the Latin word natura, advocates for respecting what is inherent and acknowledges the beautiful order of nature. It suggests that living in accordance with this natural order is the most correct and happiest way to live. Naturalism rejects the existence of spiritual or supernatural entities, solely recognizing the material universe. Naturalistic educational thought originated from ancient Greek philosophy, influenced by humanism, scientific empiricism, and Enlightenment thought. This philosophy, especially as articulated by Rousseau, developed into a unique system that critically engaged with various ideologies without fully committing to any single one. With the development of educational theories by Pestalozzi and others, naturalism in education emphasizes the following principles. 1. Education in accordance with human nature. Naturalistic education promotes a natural, instinctive form of education. It criticizes regulations imposed by customs, traditions, and authorities that conflict with human nature. Such impositions are seen as detrimental to the development of autonomous and creative individuals. 2. Ideal human characteristics. Naturalism aims to cultivate self-determined individuals who think and act autonomously. Influential figures like Rousseau and Pestalozzi sought to foster non-submissive, self-critical human beings. 3. Focus on natural development. Naturalistic education relies on the inherent goodness of human nature, believing that individuals will naturally develop positively if allowed to do so. This approach respects the individuality of each child, acknowledging their unique characteristics and potential. Rousseau is often regarded as a pivotal figure in this educational movement. While many aspects of his thought can be discussed extensively, the essence rests in his belief in the inherent goodness of human nature, leading to child-centered education. His philosophies contributed to the notion of humanistic and holistic education, although criticisms exist, notably that he did not adequately educate his own children. Contemporary relevance of Rousseau's ideas. Rousseau's principles, particularly his emphasis on natural education and the importance of considering children's developmental stages, underpin many modern educational methods. His insistence on spontaneity and learning through discovery has laid a foundational framework for active and inquiry-based education today. However, Rousseau's educational philosophies are also subject to critique for being overly idealistic and abstract, advocating passive education that strictly follows nature and entirely rejecting authority. His fictional character Emile illustrates how he isolates a child from societal influences, risking the development of social skills and ethical judgment that can only emerge through exposure to diverse social interactions. Overall, Rousseau's naturalistic educational philosophy continues to influence contemporary educational debates, highlighting the importance of respecting individual differences and the inherent potential within each learner.